guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Porsche Clearwater, and guess what? I have that updated, redesigned, first ever electrified Porsche in their history. What is it? It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Porsche Taycan. This is that Cross Turismo 4. But before we get into this sexy shaped wagon, let's talk about what's going on here. Porsche. They've been doing the business for decades, and you know what? When it comes to performance, everybody knows the 911 as one drives by, but they really set the automotive industry ablaze when they came out with the Taycan. Now, they first showed it at the Geneva Auto Show all the way back in 2008, and you know what? They kept true to that form. Now, for 2025, all the Taycans, from the mighty Turbo S and the new Turbo GT, through the whole trend and trims of the Taycan, are you getting some big major changes? I am very happy to see that they decided to keep the Cross Turismo because, I don't know, on the Taycan platform, there's just something about that wagon shape that makes my heart pitter patter. So what I want to find out is, did Porsche make the right changes? And is the new Taycan the better performance EV to get over the competition? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, the color, Genesian blue, really fits the curves of this Taycan. At the front of the business, you're gonna get redesigned everything. Headlights, look at the way they're now doing the DRLs. Love the super credit card thin LED lighting. Of course, you're gonna have your projector beam LED headlight. Working our way down, new front fascia. They've enlarged the corner air curtain to help flow more air. And then as we come across the front nose, no other brand does evolution over revolution than Porsche. So you're still gonna get that familiar Porsche face, but also the face of the Taycan. On this particular one, you do get a forward-facing camera. And I love the way you have this massive splitter on the Cross Turismo. It has that metallic silver because remember, this has that air suspension that you could raise and lower this Taycan. Now on the corners, you'll see how you have ginormous corner air intakes. That's gonna help flow tons of air because we do have that liquid cooled lithium ion battery pack. And wait until you hear about how they've enlarged it and also have increased the charging rate. This thing actually charges a lot faster than the previous model years. Now, as we rise up, I love that long sloping hood, gives it the familiar face. Even the Porsche crest is actually sunk into the hood to give us nice airflow. And this is the updated Porsche crest. So you still have those beautiful German colors straight from Stuttgart, clean lines. It is a timeless design. It's one of those vehicles that I feel for an EV, 10 years from now, it'll still look fresh. Now, as we come around the bend, what do we have fresh? Fresh right out of the oven, we have these beautiful argent gray wheels. I love the flat finish on them, the way they did all the intricate cuts. It's kind of got like a little bit of a twist to them. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the size of this wheel? You're basically looking at 21 inches in diameter. Tires up front are 265 on the width, and you got a nice 35 series sidewall. We have our 6-piston Brembo calipers, and then you'll also notice our suspension bits up top, the upper control arm, the shock absorber, and also that new air ride suspension, updated air ride suspension. You do get some plastic cladding fender flares on this vehicle. It fits into the Cross Turismo kind of ideal, that lightly off-road capable Taycan. Let me know what you think about it. I think it's just enough. Nothing too over the top, and it kind of gives it that personality. Now coming down the side, I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around because new for 2025, they came up with this very Porsche-esque electric badge, just to let people know that this is electric. You do have that nice fender flare extending out, your charge port doors. Of course, when you look at the Cross Turismo, it is that wagon shape. And wait until we get into the inside. You would think with that low sloping roof design that it's gonna decapitate somebody. It won't. It actually has that nice spacious interior, even with that low roof design. So we're gonna have color matching on the mirror caps, color matching on the door handles. Up top, you actually have roof rails, raised roof rails, which I'm gonna have Steven kind of zoom in and show you how they are attached to the roof. You can get your Porsche accessory crossbars. And then we do have a panoramic glass roof. This is not a sunroof, it does not open, but it is a full glass roof. Now, as we work our way down, just like up front, a little bit of flat black, and then I like the metallic silver, gives it, like I said, that little bit different look. And then as we come towards the rear, we're gonna drop back down because I wanna show you that with the rear, you're still getting Brembo calipers. It's not like some of those other brands where they just give you black painted sliding calipers. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the tire? You're looking at 305 on the width and a 30 series sidewall. This vehicle, because it is a Taycan 4, means that it has the dual motors to give you all-wheel drive. So I really, really can appreciate what they've done with the braking, with the suspension. And then as we swing it around, I love that beautiful fender. Look how nice and flared that fender is coming into the rear. All refreshed, all updated. You got that long roof, gloss black, blends in nicely with that panoramic glass roof. And then look at the changes that they did to the lighting. Super slim LED, of course, all the way across. And then they updated that electrified kind of circuit board within the Porsche badge, the Taycan 4, and then dropping it like it's hot, like we started, super clean with the silver accents to help kind of separate this from the rest of the Taycans. But let's go ahead, let's talk about horsepower of this electrified Porsche. All right, guys, we got that hood popped. Obviously, underneath, because this is an electrified vehicle, you're gonna have a front-mounted trunk, which is nice, because not all electrified vehicles have front-mounted trunks. So what you're looking at is 3 cubic feet of space in that opening, and it just gives you a little bit more flexibility. It's not meant to put everything plus the kitchen sink in there, but just to give you a little bit more room. But what are we looking at on this Taycan 4? You're looking at 2 electric motors producing 536 horsepower, 512 pound-feet of torque. It's nice because remember, Porsche Taycans utilize a 2-speed transmission. Now your standard battery is an 83.6 kilowatt battery. You could go with the optional 97 kilowatt hour battery pack. The vehicle weighs around 5,000 pounds. Range is looking at close to 340 miles, 0 to 60 in about 3.9 seconds. MPGs are around 80 in the city, 80 on the highway. And here's the kicker. On a DC fast charger, you could charge from 10% to 80% in just 18 minutes. So that really, to me, is one of those things that it's not just about the range, but it's also about how fast you can recharge. But why don't we go ahead, let's turn this on and see it roll. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 updated, changed up, refreshed, in some ways redesigned, depending on who you're asking, Taycan Cross Turismo 4. And I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've always wanted a Porsche. I've decided that I want to go EV. I've driven a bunch of Teslas and they make me vomit every time that I get in one of them, even if I'm getting Ubered in one. How much is this new Cross Turismo 4? The way this one is optioned is right around $136,000. Let's see what you get when you go Porsche to the door panels. I love the fit and finish. All black soft touch material. For 2025, they're bringing this copper bronze in that just looks elegant, sporty, and classy all at the same time. 3 memory seat settings, that traditional stitching and nice leather on the armrest, and then the door pocket is really ginormous. You could go get yourself some Bavarian cream, some German Bavarian cream donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, and you could put at least half a dozen in that door pocket. We got the Bose sound system, and then going from the door panel to the dash, that great material. One zonk though is the amount of gloss black here. Now I do understand that you can option a 10.25-inch screen for your passenger. But if you don't want to go that route, this is what you get, and it's just a little bland for me and just too much gloss black. Another thing that's a zonk is not how good the AC vents look with the bronze copper, because they look good. You just can't move them manually. You have to do it within the infotainment system. Now, as you slide in, you got your 10.25-inch infotainment system screen. I have it on the area where you could change your modes very easily. You could go for gravel, range, sport. You could go into chassis. Love that. Look at this. It's like playing freaking Gran Turismo, man. And then you could adjust the level, like I said, with that air suspension. And I like how easy it is to turn on and off the electric sports sound. We go back to home. Here's all your usual icons. You have an updated Apple CarPlay. It's Apple CarPlay Plus. And then to get in your climate control, this is where you're able to actually move the vents. And it's very intuitive. It's a very fast system. It just stinks that you have to go into the screen. And then we're right back where we started. This is your shifter with that bronze copper. Put it into reverse. Nice cameras. Great clarity, resolution. You just click and oh, look at this. Come on. It doesn't get any better than that. And then you're right back where you started. Working your way down, you have this 8-inch screen. This allows you to access your 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, dual climate control, and then you could also pull up information very easily, like the charge, very, very easily. Down below, you got a little bit of a nook for your Louis Vuitton wallet. Maybe you got a big, fat, bronze-colored money clip with $100 bills all stacked nice and high. We got the Taycan name. There's some more of that copper. I've always liked the Porsche key fob because it looks like a Porsche. Really cool. Another cup holder. Open this up. Felt lining, wireless charging. You got 2 USB-Cs, and it's a little tight, so maybe just 4 luxury Twinkies in there. Remember, luxury Twinkies have the gold metal flake in them. It's very special. They only sell them at certain locations. Seats, the leather. You got the Porsche crest embossed. Love how just clean the design is. Multi-way adjustable seats. And then because of that nice glass roof, it really opens up the air in here. You got your material, headliner material, super clean. But the roof takes up most of the ceiling area inside the car. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the updated wheel in this updated Taycan. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you do have that beautiful black aluminum Taycan 4. This illuminates LED. Pedal box right out of a race car, aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle, and a nice large dead pedal. And you could actually option in full aluminum pedals if you want. Love the way you got all the easy access seat controls. Seats are fantastic. I'm 6 feet tall, and now I'm not even close. And I could actually look, I'm actually able to lower the seat a little bit. Nice. Look at that. Not even close to the ceiling, the headliner, or the glass. Steering wheel right out of a GT car. I love the way they're doing this copper bronze color. You got your different drive modes, which is awesome. Right there by turning the knob. It is a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you'll notice on the dash, Porsche does a great full digital dash. It looks like a display you would find in a Porsche. You could scroll through on the different information on the right there, go into your different modes, all that good stuff. Here's all the modes you have: normal, sport, gravel, and range, whatever flavor you want. And then everything else is just nicely laid out, super clean, and a head-up display. But let's get into the back seat of this sexy roof, sloping, sleek roof design Porsche, and see if there's plenty of room for your passengers. All right, guys, back seat time. And it's crazy because you would think you would have to decapitate yourself to sit back here. So much room, and the panoramic glass roof just makes it feel more open and airy. Love the way these seats look like they came out of a freaking race car. There's no pockets, but you know what? How much crap you bringing with you when you go for some type of trip? Are you bringing that much stuff? You got a cargo area back there. I do love the way they have this small digital display in the center area for your dual climate. You do have heated seats on this one, no ventilated seats, but I do love, you get a Twinkie tray back here, 4 Twinkies. You got your AC vents, which you can't move manually. You have to go into the screen, believe it or not, and then adjust it that way. But really, really nice to have the same tech in the back. Sitting here, I feel fantastic. It really is a nice place to be, especially with the nice accents and everything. Pull this guy down. I hope you're not expecting to put your arm anywhere. This is more of a cup holder rest, not an actual arm rest. But you do have 2 nice big cup holders. And I love the way that they actually give you a little bolstering for the rear seats. But let's get into the cargo area and see where you could put all your junk in this Porsche Taycan. All right, guys, cargo area time. Hit the button. I love the way it's hidden in the bumper area. Opens up. It's going to give you 16 cubic feet of space. And what's great is you have these large nooks. You could put a gallon of German chocolate milk. You got a 12 volt, which is nice. Of course, you got your Twinkie strap where you could put a baker's dozen of Twinkies. All your charging accessories in that nice Porsche carry bag. Another nook for another gallon of German, specifically German chocolate milk. And then underneath here is where you could put your accessories. Or you could fill this up with snacks for a nice family road trip. And that's the great thing about this being a Cross Turismo in that wagon shape. I wish my mom's station wagon back when I was a kid looked like this, because man, it is pretty sexy. But why don't we go ahead? It's not just about looks when it comes to Porsche. They're all about the driving experience. Let's go on throttle and see how this new Taycan does the business. All right, guys, we're leaving Porsche Clearwater. We're inside this new 2025 Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. And what I love about this car is that when you drive it, it feels like a Porsche. There's just something that Porsche was able to work into this vehicle that makes it feel as if you are driving any other Porsche. And I think that was so smart of the brand to do. Now, I do have the electric sport sound kicking. It's nothing too obnoxious, which is nice. Another thing which I really can appreciate is that with this vehicle, there's no one pedal operation. So they want you at Porsche to feel engaged and be engaged at the art of driving, and that's why they did it. Are you ready? We're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. There's that 2-speed gearbox doing its thing. Really nice. I mean, it's one of those things that the car is so well buttoned up that it just makes it child's play to be behind the wheel. With the lower center of gravity, because of the battery pack, with the dual motors, these EVs handle unbelievably. Even though the vehicle weighs 5,000 pounds, it handles unbelievably well. It's gonna shock you, no pun intended. Or maybe I did intend that pun, since we are driving an electric vehicle. Now, of course, when you get on the brakes, it does regen the battery. But the brakes, because you got those Brembo 6-piston calipers up front and 4 pistons on the rear, you're able to brake with confidence and then have the confidence of all-wheel drive grip, which is awesome. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, out the back, is visibility bad because of that sport back design of a roof on this wagon? No, not at all. It actually is very easy to see out the back. You got plenty of room. Plus you got these awesome side mirrors that have a good amount of real estate. And one thing I forgot to point out is behind me, underneath the rear seat, are 2 USB-C. So you do have connectivity, of course, back there, which is important. But it's quiet in here, just the right amount of noise to make it engaging, to make it exciting. And I mean, I don't say this very often, but if I am going to buy an EV, it's gonna be a Porsche Taycan. Even though, yes, compared to some of the competition, the pricing could be, as we say, very pricey. But for what you're getting and how this car makes you feel, it's stupendous. And not many EVs can make me feel the way that this Taycan Cross Turismo does. The steering feels great. Love the visibility. You feel like you're sitting in a Porsche, which may sound like common sense, but you know, it's one of those things that sometimes things can be lost in translation. You ready? We're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. Love that 2-speed freaking gearbox out back. It just gives it a nice feel, and you really, when it shifts, it just propels you like a catapult. But I do have it in sport mode, which that's gonna adjust the suspension, and of course, the steering feel, throttle sensitivity, all those goodies. Slow down a little bit here. On throttle, here we go. Into this turn, look at this. Nice. Just tracks so well. You could put it exactly where you want in the road. It's that good of a vehicle. It allows you to feel like a brain surgeon, because the feedback you're getting through the wheel and that lower center of gravity, you're able to put this thing wherever you want. And that's what makes it a true Porsche. But I hope that this has been a good overall review of this new Taycan Cross Turismo 4. We're gonna get back to Porsche Clearwater and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another freaking fantastic day. How can you not go to Porsche Clearwater and have a fantastic day? It's like automatic. But I definitely want to thank Larry and the rest of the crew getting us access to their very first 2025 Porsche Taycan, this Cross Turismo 4. Let me know what you think based off the price, based off of what you're getting, the style, all of the touches. Is this better than any Tesla or any of the other EVs? And is it worth the price? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Got to give it up to Stephen Flood Photography. Show him some love in the comment section. Follow him on Instagram. He's really doing some amazing things with a camera, more so than any other human being in the history of the actual camera. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do and for changing the world and your life. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.